full. The oranges add a little bit of taste at the end. Hi, I'm Doc Martinez, and today we're going to do the Burke's Old Fashioned, which comes from the Burke's Complete Cocktail Drinking Recipes. This is a famous small leather-bound book written by Harmon Burney Burke in 1934. It is the first known print of an old fashioned to have muddled fruit in it. This would be the beginning of the Dark Ages for the purists, and would dominate the second half of the 20th century. Burke also likes to add some curacao and absinthe to his old fashioned, preferably adding a drop or two before the whiskey. Cocktail quiz time! What chemical compound in absinthe has often been portrayed as a dangerously addictive, psychoactive drug and hallucinogen? Now, this will be the first old fashioned I will ever make adding either curacao or absinthe. I have never had any of these before, so I'm kind of curious to try the absinthe. Hearing that it has a strong anise flavor, which I am not very fond of, but I'm still willing to try. There is also controversy on how to drink absinthe. So, to avoid controversy, I will try both the French Absinth Ritual and the Flaming Absinth Ritual, being extremely careful and having a fire extinguisher in the background just in case. Now, we're going to start with the Flaming Ritual. We're going to start by adding 1 sugar cube on top of the special spoon that comes actually with the absinthe. Now, we're going to take, normally it calls for 2 ounces, but just because I'm trying it, I'm going to try 2 different versions, I'm only going to do 1 ounce. So you carefully pour the absinthe over the sugar cube, allowing it to soak in as you do. And now the reason that we're adding this over the sugar cube is because absinthe does contain alcohol and is flammable. So we're going to be taking this and lighting this up very carefully. As you can see, it quickly ignites. Now you just want to let it sit on the spoon as it burns so that it can slowly dissolve the sugar and drip slowly into the glass. You can already see that happening now. It has a nice beautiful aroma. You can smell the anise in the air. Now, I will stir it. And a little bit of cold water. They said you can do any mixture between a 3-to-1 ratio, even up to a 5-to-1 ratio, depending on your preference. I'm just going to add a little bit. And we're going to set up for the second version of this. So this time, we're going to add the absinthe into the glass first. Using the same spoon I used earlier, I'm going to place that on top and once again add a sugar cube. This time, instead of adding absinthe to the sugar cube, we're going to dissolve it slowly with water. It says to use cold water so that it helps break it down better. It says you can actually use an absinthe drip, which I don't have available, so we're just going to do a slow pour of water on this. The thing with this, you can easily add too much water quickly. But look at that, sugar cube dissolving right before your eyes. Now, we're going to dump the rest of it in there and also give it a little stir. So let's move all this out of the way and let's see. We have the Flaming and we have the French. Is there going to be much of a difference? I don't know. Let's start with the Flaming first. Strong anise flavor or smell. Ooh. Very strong anise, which, as I said, I'm not a big fan of, but ooh, this hits you again a second time. Now, let's just try the French version. There's still anise in the aroma there, but it doesn't seem to be as strong. A lot milder. I believe it's because the ratio of water to anise is a lot different than what it was in the first one. The taste doesn't hit me a second time. It's very smooth. I actually prefer the French version. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Now wow, that was a little interesting. Now let's get to making Burke's Old Fashioned. Using the Old Fashioned book by Robert Simonson, we'll be using his version of this Old Fashioned. Let's go ahead and start making this recipe. For the ingredients, we're going to add 1 slice of orange and 1 slice of lemon peel. Then adding 1 lump of sugar, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, and we're going to mold this all together. Now, we're going to add 1 drop of curacao and 1 to 2 drops of absinthe. We're going to add a large ice to this, adding 2 ounces of whiskey, and then we're going to stir until chilled. The great thing about this is it is served in the same glass. Cocktail quiz time. So, what chemical compound in absinthe is often portrayed as a dangerously addictive psychoactive drug and hallucinogen? The answer is, the chemical compound Tijon, which is present in the spirit in trace amounts, was blamed for the alleged harmful effect. Recent studies have shown that absinthe psychoactive properties, apart from those attributed to the alcohol, have been very exaggerated. So here you have it, the Burke's Old Fashioned recipe. Interesting. I guess because it's so little, I do not taste the absinthe or the curacao. But the flavor is full. The orange just add a little bit of taste at the end. Overall, a rather good drink. Cheers.